So this is how the Godot editor looks like. In front of you is the scene view. This is where you edit all of your scenes, you make your game levels, and you design your game visually. To the left side of this scene view is the hierarchy. This is where all of your objects in your scene shows. So if I add a 3D scene over here, you can see now there is a node 3D over here, and I can move this node 3D anywhere. The node 3D is just a empty object, so it doesn't have any shape. But if I add a mesh instance, let's say, and give it a mesh, you will be able to see objects like a cube over here. You can move them with these handles, rotate them with these circles around this, and you can also scale them with these. At the top of this scene view is the toolbar. This is where all of your tools are listed. So here is the select tool. You can use the select tool to select objects. Then there is this move tool, which lets you move the object. And then there is this rotate tool, which lets you rotate your object in any direction. And then lastly, there is this scale tool, which lets you scale your object in any direction as well. And other than these four, there are other tools over here, but we don't really need to worry about them right now. Now, at the bottom of the hierarchy is the file system. This is where all of your project files are stored. This can include the models, assets, scripts, scenes, and other stuff like that. By default, there is this icon.svg in this file system, and it's in all your projects. To the right side of this scene view is the inspector. The inspector shows the properties of objects. So if I select any object in the hierarchy, I can see its properties. Like this mesh, I can change its mesh to a capsule or to any mesh over here. I can change its properties like the radius, the height, and a bunch of other stuff. And right next to the inspector is this node tab. And this node tab also has two sub tags, the signal tab and the groups tab. We will learn more about signals later in this video, but the groups are like tags. So you can give different tags to different objects, and then you can use those tags to select or reference those objects. So let's say if I give this mesh instance a player tag, now I can use this player tag to get a reference of the player or something like that. And then in the top, there is this preview bar. This contains all the preview stuff. You can run the project from here, stop it, pause it, run a scene which you are currently inside of or you are currently viewing, and then you can run a specific scene from the list of all the scenes in the game or in the editor. And then lastly, you can change the renderer from here. Then there's this 4 workspaces up there. There's this 2D workspace, 3D workspace, script editor, and the asset library. In this asset library, you can download assets made by other people. These assets can be any script, assets, 3D models, and game mechanics as well. And down here are some options. The output is the main thing. This is where we will see our output of the code. So if we print anything in code, it will show up right over here. And then the debugger is used to trace errors. So like if there are any errors or bugs in your game and you cannot find them, you can use the debugger to make sure that they are no more. And then there's the other tabs. We don't really need to worry about them right now. So that's the whole overview of the editor. Now we are going to get started with our game.